Hello, and welcome to the Pepperbird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepperbird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Tony Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. The new week begins today, the 15th day of the third month of the new year, March 15, 2021. I hope you have moved your clock forward by 1 hour, daylight savings time, and you are getting adjusted to having another hour of rest before waking up. With me, time and tide wait for no man. Aluta continua. Above me is the notice of my interview with author, magician, and musician Margaret Steele. This Saturday, March 20th, 2021 at 7 p.m. We're going to be having some interesting discussion about Black history of Canada, about the Book of Negroes, and some of the many things we need to learn. Margaret Steele is an amazing woman, and I hope you be here to listen to my interview with her. Let's get on to my show. This morning, my topics are: 1, are Ugandans and Liberians confronting similar leadership problems? 2, is Massachusetts police racism directed against African immigrant Americans now? 3, hijacking, inflation, armed robberies in Liberia. Let's get to my first topic. Are Ugandans and Liberians confronting similar leadership problems? I listened to Bobby Wine's national address over the weekend. The problems he's facing with the leadership regime of his country, of Museveni. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And the plight of his people in Uganda. We sound so similar to our problems in Liberia with this George Weah regime. But fortunately for Uganda, Bobby Wine, though he may not be a college graduate, is a well-spoken man. He's a conscious thinking man. His presentation to his people of their struggle is clear, succinct, unambiguous. Unlike our president in Liberia, George Weah, who cannot even get a simple message across, maybe through his singing, his zombie dances and singing, our children can understand what he's saying. But this man is an idiot. And compared to Bobby Wine, he's a dummy. But let's look at the problems Bobby Wine talking about in his country. The same acts of criminal impunity of government officials and their actions. The pure neglect for the rule of law, for justice, for impartial treatment of the people. So here we come again. They went through an election. Bobby Wine states that he won by 54 point somewhat votes, but still the soldiers were going around to all the polling stations, confiscating the boxes, beating the people, causing people to be arrested, killed with impunity. He himself was arrested after the election, but finally released. Even the broadcast of his nationwide address was disrupted. On the Friday of last week, he tried to have it. The internet connection around his area, in his locale where he lives, is constantly disrupted and shut off and shut down. His speech he had to make, he had to go to another part, another secret area, unbeknownst to the government, because the president himself was having a nationwide address the same time Bobby Wine was doing it. So you know, wherever he was broadcasting, they had to disrupt his broadcast for the president's broadcast to be heard. How many of his people are still in prison? 200 years, 600 there, in different parts of the country. Some of them publicly displaying their support for his struggle against the government have been beaten, fingers cut, teeth broken, left to die. That's only one incident. Other incidents, they even attacking their own members' children who are showing support for Bobby Wine's struggle. They're beating them up, nearly killing them, making them disappear. Towns leaders disappearing for days and finally appearing, so afraid to talk anything and say anything. These are the same things going on in Liberia now. Look at the women election. They got the country devil coming there and starting up things. They got the chiefs using their authority to stop voting in their areas if it's not for government. Look at all the people getting missing every day in Liberia. People getting killed with impunity. People getting raped. You know, how many young children, boys and girls getting raped in Liberia every day? We're going through the same problems like Uganda. But Bobby Wine has a conscious, united force to lead his people out of their nightmares and darkness. And although he has a dictator leading his country, he's telling his people how since Idi Amin, these dictators have risen time and again to overpower the will of the people, the freedom of their people, how tribalism, ethnocentricity, the same problems in Liberia are going on in Uganda. And above all, listen to the English that man spoke. Because of our English heritage, we have a profound ideal of a uniform form of government throughout Africa, especially where the British Empire is concerned. Those are all English-speaking people. Like Liberia, we speak almost the same way or similar. I listened to Bobby Wine today. I was elated to hear a Ugandan speaking English as I speak English myself. And being able to break it down to his people in both the Western English and his tribal dialect, a language. We don't know what, I didn't know what language was that. I didn't know if that is the major language for all Ugandans. Or like us, they have 16, 17 different tribes or even more. But his tribe is predominantly the majority. So those are some of the things we confront in Africa. We got so many tribes fighting for power. We got so many tribes that are distant and different from each other, that have similar cultures but different gods, different concepts of leadership. Some eat people. Some don't believe in that. Some believe in female genital mutilation. Some don't. But every one of them got their own gods that they worship besides the Christian God. The Christian God is a God in those regions, Uganda and other places, that were forced upon them by the British. That's the only place that they are distinct and different from Liberia's Christianity. Their Christianity was brought by white people. So when they talk about white people bringing false gods over them, those are the countries. Liberia is totally different. The Christianity of Liberia was brought by black people, black Christians. Our Christianity is not one of the white man. It is the Christianity of the African American who were Christians and are Christians that brought Christianity to Liberia. So when Liberian people talking about white people brought Christianity, they are miseducated. They are lost. They are not Liberian. They have read too many foreign books that got them confused and all screwed up in the head. That's why we need to understand Liberianism in Africa. We are not the same as other African nations. We may have similar roots, similar plights, but when we come to talk about Christianity and where our faith comes from, it's not from the white man. It's not from the white man. And you see Bobby Wine and them, they are Christians. They understand the teachings of the modern world. But like them too, they are led by a buffoon, a dummy, a man who is greedy for power, because that's all he knows about. Tribalism, power among the tribes, killing his opposition to stay in power for life until he dies. Then who takes over the country? What, they go into another civil war? And these are the things Bobby Wine are standing for. To change his country, to enlighten his people, to keep the struggle strong in Uganda, so his people do not lose faith. Look how you talk about human rights abuses. The same thing in Liberia. People killing people, beating people, running them over with cars and all kind of things, and nothing is being done about it. They're getting away with it, scotch-free, with impunity. The same thing. He talked about the rapes, the kidnappings, the murders, how they just go on in his country. And these are the things he's still addressing. Because since the election, nothing has been put back into place. People are still missing. People are still in custody. The police custody have not been freed. And some of them in custody are being raped. The women are being raped. Some of them are being killed without any explanation or report of those incarcerated, of those being beaten, or those dead, or whatever. So this is a state of emergency in Uganda. This one Uganda can't get peace. From Idi Amin, now we got another killer called Musimovic. I didn't even know how to pronounce that man's name. Musimovic or something else. Because it comes to the place now, every time I hear that name, my heart drops. My heart drops for the wickedness that's going on in that country, the lawlessness, the failures of the leaders to stand up for truth and justice and the rule of law. Now this poor guy, Bobby Wine, got to put his life on the line to lead the struggle to free his people from this nightmare. How long? How long can the people of Uganda endure this thing? How long? How long can the people of Liberia endure George Weah regime? The thing is getting so bad. It's so terrible. And this man, thousands of miles away from Liberia, on the southwestern or southeastern coast of Africa, is undergoing the same problems The same problems that we are going through with our leadership, with the ignorance and blindness of the people that leading us. So imbued with stealing and corruption. They're just robbing everything in our country, building massive houses, compounds, buildings. And they think they can get away with it. They think they will get away with it. But why wouldn't they think that way? When most of the people standing up in line to lead Liberia are just as corrupt and useless as the Weah regime. Who will save Liberia? Cummings? Ure? Walker? Who? I don't see nobody there to save Liberia. I see the same old 6 and 9ers from yesteryears still trying to rule Liberia with the same people behind them. They see useless old rogues, recycled criminals, bamboozled rogues, and thieves calling themselves leaders of Liberia. How long will go through this thing? How long? And the only thing that really touched me about Bobby Wine's address was his final remark. When you start a protest, you cannot stop. And this is where Liberian people fail time and time again. When you start on a protest to remove a regime or to bring it down to its knees because of its irregularities, its stealing, its massive corruption, rapes, and killing of Liberian people, you cannot stop the protest. And that's why Bobby Wine was telling his people, the protest must go on. Devise your own methods of protest. You don't have to stick to the same method of protest. Devise new methods of protest. And I keep telling you people time and time again. And you people act like y'all know so much and doing the same protest over and over and getting your asses whipped and your heads bashed in and your noses and lungs filled with tear gas and every other nasty stuff they can throw at you. Devise creative methods of protest. Stay home. While one group in Lofa Kate staying home, the other group in Grand Jida kneeling down. They're not getting up from the streets. All of them sitting down in the street, let the police come beat them and move them. But they're not moving. Let the whole town sit down. Then the people in Basso, everybody stay home too. Nobody go to work. You organize the thing. So it'll be so different all over the country. They will not know how to hit one area because everybody not in the streets. And the people in the streets not running around. They're sitting down in the street or they're kneeling down or they're laying down in the street. Let the police come move them. Let the military come move them. The camera will be on them from the world. But you got to do the thing simultaneously. You got to don't stop it. It got to be continuous until the government breaks down. You can't come do a strike today, then you run away and nobody show up. Then you sit there and complain. No food, no money. Then you expect things to change. It will not change. You are defeated. You see what they say? Just let them talk 1 or 2 days. They will shut up. They ain't food to come in the street. They ain't food to protest. And that's not what Bobby Wine is telling his people. He's telling his people in Uganda that the struggle must go on. That in order for change to come, you got to stand strong in the struggle and don't be moved. Devise your own way of protest. Everybody don't have to get in the street to protest. Devise the methods you think will work best in your areas and utilize it. Confuse the whole country. They think they're coming to beat people. Nobody will be there to beat. What they'll do? Come to your houses and look for you to force you to work? No. But if you do not protest and sit down and wait for God to come and work out things for you, when you have been empowered through your constitutional laws to be the people to lead your own country, and you wait for Jesus to come, keep sitting up. Keep sitting down, my people. The time of Jesus Christ has been with us, is still with us, and we're lucky we haven't lost it. Use your heads. The time of the Liberian people is now. If we don't move as a united, focused force to achieve what we want to achieve, we might as well just hang up our jerseys and go home. The game is over even before we start. Aluta. Continue.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepper Bird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepper Bird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.
Well, we're back. Let's see what my second topic is for today. Is Massachusetts police racism directed against African immigrant Americans now? There's the incident that Lofa Julius on his show Across Africa was presented to us involving a family in Massachusetts, the Wapo family, Emmanuel Wapo's family, whose son was mysteriously killed while he was being arrested by Massachusetts police. He died. They say he fell into the river in Lowell, Massachusetts. And it was too cold for them to try to extract his body. They got the fire, the helicopters, the water people and all of that, but it was too cold. So they couldn't extract his body from the water. The family never heard from the police again for another month or so. Then they came and told them that they have identified their son's body. First, they couldn't find it. Then they said they identified his son's body. He said, how you identify it? They said, by his tattoo. Okay. Can we come identify our son? No, the police identify him. It's enough. We got him in custody. But is that the only means of identifying my son you use? Then the forensic people come back, call him after a few weeks and say, no, We did a forensic, we got a medical records, we saw the teeth, we identify him from the teeth and all of that. He said, but can I come and see my son and identify the body? They said, you don't have to. Now, they haven't responded to the people. Then the police came back again with the police camera. Not the police camera, because they say in Massachusetts, the police don't wear cameras. The Commonwealth feels that it's not important for the police to wear cameras, that they trust their police so much that they shouldn't wear cameras. So the video they got of the disappearance of the boy and what happened between him and the police was from one of the neighborhood stores or buildings that had outside camera, because this was a fairly affluent neighborhood. So they got the camera for there. They saw the police chasing the boy. They saw them stop him. He got in a car chasing him. They saw them shooting something at him. The police says that taser. The family don't know whether it's taser or not. After they shot him, they didn't see him fall in the water. They didn't see him falling. They just show where the police were shooting him with a thing, and they said that was a taser, but they didn't show him fall in the water. So now they come weeks later, they say they found the body that fell in the water in 2 cities down from Lowell. So the people say, okay, no problem, let's come and identify our body. Then now, they haven't made the body available to the family to be identified. The police is still stalling with the investigation of this boy. This is the same thing that happened to me in another part of Massachusetts. This policeman involved with the Wapos case is a young 23-year-old. The case with me in my car was with a young police officer in his 20s too. These are the young racists now they put it in the Massachusetts police force. They do not attack African Americans no more because the law on them. So they attack us, African immigrant Americans, and try to kill our people. But I try to tell my Liberian people that we cannot live in America and neglect ourselves in this country and think only about our people in Liberia. Them people that Pazawi and Yasinde keep telling us that in this country the police so nice and they do this. No, they're not nice to us. What happened to me at my car after the truck tried to cut my hand off when he saw my African shirt? Then the very truck that did that to me was working at the same construction site that I was trying to get away from. I stopped there to talk with the police. The police go talk with the truck first because he saw the truck was part of their crew. He go talk with him, then he come back and ask me, but didn't you come off the exit? I said, what exit? He said, you came out of the exit, right? I said, you better get your story correct. Then he goes back and I get in my car because first of all, his investigation is flawed. He got his statement from the truck driver that was working right on the site. Then when I call his superior tells me, oh, so that I can't hear you. So I said, man, I'm African. I'm in a situation here where your cop is trying to blame me for an accident. He said, okay, slow down. I said, what hope do I have now? You telling me you can't hear me and I'm African, and this man on the site threatened me to jail me because I'm telling him his investigation is flawed. Then the chief said, okay, I'll get in touch with you. Then 30 or 20 minutes afterward, I see him speeding across the highway on the other side, coming to the accident. He turns around and comes back to the site, sits with the police, they talk. Then the police comes to me and tell me, okay, Mr. Chesson, have a good day. See you. And does the hand like that to me. And I look at him, I say, he said, see you. I mean, you talk to me like that. I was so mad. I'm still praying to Jesus Christ to punish these officers, to punish that superior and that young officer for what they did to me. That was injustice. That was a fraud investigation. And they did it to me because I'm an African immigrant. And that's just what the Massachusetts police is doing to the Walpole family in Lower Massachusetts. These police people are targeting my people with their racism, and it must cease and desist. But my people, they come here, they think you're in paradise. They think they're in paradise because they don't experience the thing other people experience. They think everything is all jolly and happy, and it's not. It's not even for Black Americans. But our African people don't care. Once it's not African people, they don't care until it happened to us. Then they say, when it happened to us too. So they're targeting us in Massachusetts now. I told you about this when it happened to me. How they bust up my car and the police blamed me because he thought I came off the exit as the truck driver had told him, because he was working at the same site with the police. So they tried to cover him and put the blame on me. We have no justice in this country for us. These people can do anything to us and the police will get away with it. They're passing laws now that we can't question police. We never been able to question police. No Black man that I've come across with have been able to deal with police than other white people. First of all, we can't talk to them. They stop us from talking. You keep asking questions, they're going to charge you with harassment or resisting arrest or some kind of charge. And they will tell you keep on talking, we'll jail you. And you talk, they will jail you. And they will lie on you and put the jail on you. I work in law enforcement. I don't talk to white police. I don't talk to them because I know they can turn the table on me, charge me with a crime, and jail me. This is not the country you think it is. But when you come here, when they kill your people and don't allow you to identify their bodies and keep their reports silent, the newspaper will not report it because they're police. And you're African, what the hell they care about you? Why they want to report it? They never reported Walpole's family son death. They talked to the reporters, they went to the newspaper never reported it. We are Africans. We have nobody of support in this country. And I keep telling y'all, we need to come together to strengthen ourselves as a community, that when we talk, if the police don't act, we will make them act. Y'all come here and want to act foolish and stay here and only fight for Liberia and not fight for yourselves in this country, y'all will learn about America and the mainstream American society. Y'all will learn that y'all have no place in this society. Like Breonna Taylor's family, who are African American and can't get justice. You think we will get justice in this country? Y'all keep dreaming. Y'all keep acting stupid. Y'all keep thinking about Liberia and not about your own safety and security in America. So that's my take on that. Okay? People calling the cops, they're not responding. They're responding. They ain't got body cameras. Anything can happen. That your word against their word. And if you're an immigrant, you think your words stand a chance, keep on learning. No community support. Our community is dead and don't support our people. So this is just another example of how, because we neglect ourselves in this country, we fail to form a unified leadership of sound-thinking men and women who will think about our plights in this country and how we can access leadership and government in this country to protect our society people and our community people. We fail time and time again, and it's getting worse. Go watch Lufa Jusu's show. He himself doesn't believe what happened to these people family, that this thing can happen in America. But it happens when we still don't know who we are. We still don't know that we are a weak, losing people and nation in the American society. Why? Because we have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten where our neighbor's strength lies. We have forgotten what patriotism, rule of law, justice, trustworthiness, and honesty stand. We follow tribal people because they are our tribal people. They are our tribal relatives or our friends. These people can't help you in the United States of America. You stand with them time and time again, you fall time and time again. Look at ULA. Look at all the Liberian organizations in America. They are useless. They are useless because their leadership is weak, blind, uneducated, miseducated, and useless. Aluta! Continua. Let me take a breather and a sip of my coffee, and I'll get into my last lesson.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepperbird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepperbird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.
Well, my final topic for today, hijacking, inflation, armed robberies in Liberia. I was just listening to Yake Kaluba again, our representative for Maserado County District number 10, who is constantly complaining about the dysfunctional state of Liberia's government, of the state of criminal impunity of this regime, the George Weah regime, and the lawlessness perpetrated against him and his district. Now, one of the major things facing our country, if not now, soon will be inflation. There's talk about the gas price going up from 360 Liberian dollars to 630 Liberian dollars per gallon. Who can afford that? Our people are struggling and dying. Now we're suffering from inflation. All the money missing. They took almost $1 million for this nationwide toll. The port director took his part of $200,000. These are the people just taking our money and using it. Now they come back, they have no money to replenish the $1 million they took to go on the countrywide toll. They got to throw that cost on the Liberian people. Gas going up. A year also, food prices coming to increase because the government cannot subsidize those products no more. They have misused the handling of the Liberian funding. They have used it for themselves and to enrich themselves above the needs of the Liberian people. We hear about hijacking, how they got robbers and people that we are just released from prison. One group said they're killing them. Every day they find out there because that the special forces we are them were training. Now they can't hire them. They can't pay them. So they put all of them in jail. Now they're releasing them and starting to kill them. Other people say they're releasing them with NSA identification card or paraphernalia and all these things from the security forces, identifying them as government forces. So all the crimes they make committing in the name of the government. All these things changing our country. Crimes will increase because if you got gas prices going up from 3 something to 6 something, that's double the price. How you come from one price and double the price overnight? How would the Liberian people afford that? And other people talking about it too. But yeah, it is fair and square. And Yeke Kolaba talk about how he has written the U.S. government, the international community, and all these people complaining about the massive stealing and misappropriation of the government funding by the leaders of the executive branch of the Liberian government. How they taking it and building houses overnight. How Samuel Twer has built mansions all over the places. And all of them just building houses. They say George Weah and Sam Twer can do it. Why they can't do it? Nobody talking. So that's where our country has come to. All these people just stealing and thinking they will get away with it. They're taking all our money and building colleges, school. Now we see Fala painting his school, say he adding technical institution. What kind of man will own college? A man ain't got no money, ain't come from nowhere, all of a sudden he got college. That's a college for the education ministry. You take that college from that idiot. All these criminals just coming up with massive buildings and say they're doing projects that should be the work for the Liberian government. They have usurped the money and responsibility of the Liberian government for themselves and their families. What kind of leaders we got in Africa so? What kind of leaders we got in Liberia so? The people are just rampant criminals. No regard for life, no regard for people property, no regard for nothing but their own criminal ambitions and impunities. And now, another problem coming to start in Liberia now. Y'all watch it. A big problem coming to start. They got DNA machine in Liberia now. People can test the children right in Liberia now. You know how many Liberian children, not for the men, the women say they for? You know how many children? In my pa family. To show my pa didn't care. When you look at my pa children, you can tell who's a Chesson and who not a Chesson. All the other Chesson look alike. Whether we're from the same mom or not, we look alike. Women then would bring their children, they say that Chesson children, you say, okay, leave it. My father was a father of Liberian people. He knew what he was doing. Anybody who could come and say they got children for him. He didn't care. He was the father of Liberia. He accepted everybody that told him they were the child. And those that were not his children didn't last. The women came back from them because they weren't getting money out of Chesson. You say you got child for Chesson. Chesson bring that child for him in the house with my children. Then you grow up with your brothers and sisters. You ain't going to get no money. That boy will be fed, house, clothes, school, right in the house with all of us. So most of them will come back and say, no, that not your child. We found a pa, and they would take their children away. Oh, my pa never bothered. And people didn't understand my pa the way I understood him. You know? I didn't bother him. I didn't care what he did. Because I got to understood who he was. Nobody could stop my pa from what he was doing. You know, the man was his old man. If you can't respect that, just go. But you try to change somebody you can't change. You hurting your own heart, your own head. So now, they got the DNA machine in Liberia. All your men can test your many children these women say for you. You don't got to carry the women there. You can just grab your little son, swap his mouth with the kid, put it in the little containers, save it, keep it, carry it to the JFK, let them test it. But you got to tell the women why you're not coming around them no more. You can't have them going around say they have children for you and you don't want to support your children, blah, blah, blah. Then when things get heated or you come with DNA, think to embarrass them. Why do you want to embarrass them? You know, some of the girls, they didn't even know who the baby father was. They're sleeping with so many of y'all. So it's a lucky ticket draw. Who got the money? Who working? You the daddy. Who the playboy just running around? But he can hit it good. He out of the question. You know, I mean, as a broke man, you find a puppy with money. Puppy with stable life. Then you support the child. You won't pass around there too. Then you take the blame. No DNA kit were in Liberia, so everybody could accept anything. Oh, I'm so happy, my baby. Support your baby get 10, 15, 20-year-old now who got DNA kit. You go swap your child mouth while he's sleeping or something like that, give it to the hospital. They say, oh, they're not your child. When you do a 15-year-old, 20-year-old child, you've been supporting all your life. You've been happy with the mom. Now you can't find out the mom been cheating on you for ages, giving you somebody as a child to support while she going around the same person every day, laughing, telling that her cousin and you that you're happy thinking you got a child. So all these things are going to come out. All the deceptive practices of Liberian people will come out now. Because our country can't go on like this. Our society and people can't live in deceit and lies and treachery and murders and vicious, malicious people. We can't live among these people all our lives. Even Jesus Christ said tired now. And everything coming to fruition. The hijacking, the inflation, the armed robberies. Every day we see people dead in Liberia, put out in the streets. People own families and things. How can we live with this consistently for 40 years now? Unrelenting criminal impunities, unrelenting crimes against humanity, unrelenting war laws, war criminals, and economic rogues and thieves leading Liberia since 1980 to this very day still. My children, my class is done. I hope your eyes are open. I hope your eyes are open. Our destiny is in our hands. Our progress and advancement hangs in the balance. Who are we? Are we men and women? Or are we just suckers for love? Aluta! Have a good day. Decide for yourself who you are. Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson has left you with the message. Have a good day.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepper Bird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepper Bird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.